Good morning and welcome to our very first UU online service. I am so glad you've joined us this morning. I hope you'll join us online every week as long as we need to do this. This morning, the title of the service is A Service of Joy. And boy, how do we need joy these days? So I invite you to bring in the sunshine into your hearts and into our service this morning. A few notes, you will see at the bottom of your screen a toolbar, and in there you will see something called chat. It's about in the center. If you will click on that, you don't have to type anything now, but a little bit later in the service, Reverend Eric will tell you what to do for our joys and sorrows, because we want to make that living and live as much as we can through this online service. So stay tuned for that. Just you might want to check your chat box. Also, a little later in the service, we will tell you how to join UU Coffee Hour. After the service, we will do it online through a service called Discord. We will give you the links for that throughout the service. And again, at the end of the service, we will post the links again. We are so excited because doing the service online, your staff has worked really hard to try to figure out ways that we can help us all stay connected while we flatten the curve, what they want us to do. So here's how we're being connected. We have something called UU at Home, and Meditation Mondays start tomorrow with Kelly. Table Talk Tuesdays, I will bring you something on Tuesdays. Nature Walk Wednesdays are sponsored by Brian. Story Thursdays are by Amber. Curiosity Fridays by Reverend Eric. Justice Saturdays by myself and the Jam team, and Spiritual Sundays, of which you're participating right now. We also have a community chat time on Thursday evenings. We will post the times later this week. And we have UU Cares. It's a buddy system for well-being checks where we call on each other to make sure we're okay. But we're trying to do this in a structured manner so that if anybody actually needs help or assistance, we can know about that. So please contact Bob Mills or Reverend Eric to make sure you're on that list, because we are a community that cares. Also this morning, I'm so excited because we have Caroline, one of our coming of age youth, who volunteered to do the service this morning. Our youth were planning this service, but they wanted a little more time because yikes, we're online. But Caroline, who not only is a member of our coming of age class, she's also one of the 2 youth representatives to our board of trustees. We are so thankful to Caroline, and I hope you enjoy the service as well.
Hi, my name's Caroline Wachowski, and today I would like to welcome you to our first digital service. All are welcome.
And now I invite you to join with us in singing Spirit of Life. Brandon, Michaela, and Nathan have worked hard to bring us music during this time when we're online. I invite you to all sing along with us.
In our in-person services, now would be the time that we would be asking our children to bring in the light. So this morning and each Sunday as we meet virtually, I invite each of us to take the virtual flaming chalice on the slide in front of you and bring it into our homes by lighting our own flames. I invite you to light your chalice with me. Come into this moment of peace and let its silence heal your spirit. Come into this moment of memory and let its history warm your soul. Come into this moment of prophecy and power and let its vision change your heart. The chalice is now lit.
Good morning. Our story today is Grumpy Monkey by Suzanne Lang and illustrated by Max Lang.
Man, I don't know about you, but that monkey sure looks grumpy. One wonderful day, Jim Pansy woke to discover that nothing was right. The sun was too bright, the sky was too blue, and the bananas were too sweet. Jim was confused. What's going on? Maybe you're grumpy, suggested Norman from next door. I'm not grumpy, Jim insisted. On his walk, he met Marabou. Jim's grumpy, Norman told Marabou. Why are you grumpy, Jim? Asked Marabou. It's such a wonderful day. Grumpy? Me? I am not grumpy, said Jim. But look at how you're standing, Marabou said. It's true, said Norman. You're all hunched. So Jim loosened up. Then he ran into Lemur. Jim's grumpy, Norman told Lemur. Why are you grumpy, Jim? Asked Lemur. It's such a wonderful day. Grumpy? Me? I'm not grumpy, said Jim. Your eyebrows look grumpy, said Lemur. It's true, said Norman. They're all bunched up. So Jim raised his brow. Then he tripped over Snake. Oh no, said Norman. That's the last thing you need when you're feeling so grumpy. Grumpy? Me? I am not grumpy, said Jim. Then why that frown, said Snake. I think it's because he tripped over you, Norman whispered to Snake. So Jim put on a smile. Finally, Jim looked happy, but he didn't feel happy inside. Everyone wanted Jim to enjoy this wonderful day. You should sing with us, said the birds. Jim didn't feel like singing. You should swing with us, said the monkeys. Jim didn't feel like swinging. You should roll with us, said the zebras. Jim didn't feel like rolling. You should stroll with us, said the peacocks. Jim didn't feel like strolling. You should lie in the grass. You should stomp your feet. You should take a bath and make a splash. You should hug someone. You should laugh. You should take a nap. You should eat old meat. Or some honey. You should jump up and down. You should sit in the sun. You should dance. But Jim didn't feel like doing any of that. Why are you grumpy, Jim? Asked the others. It's such a wonderful day. I'm not grumpy, shouted Jim as he beat his chest. And he stormed off. Jim felt sorry, a little sorry for shouting at everyone, but mostly sorry for himself. I guess I am grumpy, Jim sighed, and just as he was starting to feel really sad, he came upon Norman. Norman was slumped. His eyebrows were bunched up, and he was frowning. What's the matter? Are you grumpy? Asked Jim. No, I danced with Porcupine, said Norman. Are you okay? Asked Jim. It hurts, but I'll probably feel better soon enough, said Norman. Are you still grumpy? Yes, said Jim, but I'll probably feel better soon enough too. For now, I need to be grumpy. It's a wonderful day to be grumpy, said Norman. Jim agreed. And he already felt a little bit better. Grumpy monkey, oh yeah, I'm a grumpy monkey. Grumpy monkey, you a grumpy monkey too. I'm grumpy. Grumpy monkey, grumpy monkey. I'm grumpy. Grumpy monkey, you a grumpy monkey too. Oh yeah.
I hope you enjoyed our story this morning. The link for Grumpy Monkey online is on your screen. You can also just Google Grumpy Monkey on YouTube, and I think you'll bring up this story. I hope you really enjoyed it.
Whether you are a grumpy monkey or not, or whether you have danced with a porcupine or just need a laugh, in a few minutes I'm going to offer a prayer for all of those in our community who are going through times of grief or moments of celebration. Please use your chat box, and you should be able to find that in an icon at the lower center of your screen. If you have something to share with the rest of us, please type in your first name and in 10 words or less, your sorrow or joy. I will be lifting up what you contribute later in our service this morning.
We invite you to also send that just to the host, to the panelist. And that way we will share later with everyone. And now Caroline will present our message this morning. She has a reflection on joy, and I hope you take heart. We will post the questions later that she presents for reflection.
During this time of crisis, we must not forget there's always something to be joyful about. With the seriousness of our current situation, finding joy will play an important part in our lives over the next few months. I was reminded of an analogy about self-care. You have to put your face mask on first to put it on those you love. I went online looking for hopeful stories to inspire me. When I was searching, I found the story called Finding Happiness. Once, there was a group of 50 people attending a seminar. Suddenly, the speaker stopped and decided to do a group activity. He started handing out a balloon to each person and told them to write their name on it. Then, the balloons were put into another room. Now, the attendants were told to find their balloon within 5 minutes. Everyone was frantically searching, pushing each other around, and there was utter chaos. At the end of the 5 minutes, no one could find their balloon. Now each person was asked to randomly collect a balloon and give it to the person whose name was on it. Then the speaker began again. This is happening in our lives. Everyone is frantically searching for happiness all around, not knowing where it is. Our happiness lies in the happiness of other people. Give them their happiness, you will get your own happiness. And this is the purpose of human life, the pursuit of happiness. I am taking coming of age this year, and each topic gives me a lot to reflect on. This story got me thinking about those lessons. Some of the questions I have been asked are, what makes me happy? What makes others happy? What are shared joys that are innately human? Do we judge others? I think sometimes we forget to ask what makes others happy. How do our actions impact others? In this time of seclusion, I'm going to deeply focus on figuring out how I can share joy. My hypothesis is that the more joy I share, it will spread and eventually fill my life with love. I challenge you to keep your light alive and share it with others. Joy brings us hope, something we desperately need during this time.
Carolyn asked us some good questions. I invite you into a moment of reflection about what makes you happy, what makes others happy, what are our shared joys, and what actions do you take to share joy? You will also find these questions listed on Discord for our coffee hour right after the service. You can continue to reflect and share with each other. Right now, let us sing This Little Light of Mine. y'all are sounding great, even from home. Thank you so much. Let our light shine indeed. This morning, we also have an offering. Some things don't change even online. I invite you to join us because we are a church that matters. It is in the foundation of our being to love, to care, and to be generous. First UU is where we figure out what it means to come together, even in these times, and what it means to form community. Here, we also work for justice. We know that this world is a long way from being fair to all people. We also know that it takes all of us to make it better. Just as we benefit from our ancestors who have gone before, and we lift up all those who will come after, we pull forward the best of ourselves and our values. In this time of increased need, we promise to take care of what we have built together, to make sure there's enough to support our vision and help those in need. To offer our gifts and pay our promised pledges is to say to ourselves and our world that we are defined by our hearts and our deeper values. Our Share the Plate recipient for March is LSS Choices for Victims of Domestic Violence. Domestic violence is a terrible and increasingly pervasive problem that tears apart families and communities. This problem is likely to increase during these times of sheltering in place. The offering that helps build a better world and a better church will now be gratefully received online. You can donate online via text or website or mail in a check. You can text to give the number on your screen, 614-879-1480. If this is your first time, it will prompt you to enter your information, and then you can give. And every time thereafter, you can just type in the number and the screen automatically pops up. You may also go to our First UU website, firstucolumbus.org/donate, and it will take you to a page where you can donate for your pledges, for donations, for ministerial discretionary fund, and you have other choices as well. We certainly appreciate your support during this time when we're all trying to figure out how to move forward and all be healthy at the same time.
In this time of anxiety, we come together as best we can. We're stronger, more resilient when we stay connected with one another, sharing together what brings us joy. Here are some of the voices of our community at this time. Denise lets us know that she has just retired. Congratulations, Denise. And the Keenans are sorrowful at losing their 18-and-a-half-year-old kitty named Baby Cakes. Sharon reports that her brother-in-law has received a tentative diagnosis of liver cancer. Treatment is still to be determined. Sharon, we're thinking of you. Others report that they are thankful for all they have and are grateful for being able to help others. One of you wrote, if not more, grateful for the sunshine and thankful to attend First UU, even if only virtually. One family let us know that their dear neighbor, Miriam, aged 93, passed away this week. And Carolee started a new job this week. Craig says that joy is in connecting with people during this troubling time and shares a sorrow for remembering at the lack of support during the AIDS epidemic. Michael reports that his neighborhood is holding its first internet get-together webinar this afternoon to share and offer help. I think we'll be seeing more of that. I certainly hope we do. David writes, I'm happy when I can make others happy, contented, or better off. And one of you commented, Marion, Reverend Marion, your face is making me happy. Your smiling face is making me happy. I also would like to pause with you this morning to remember Len Powlick, who died on Friday under hospice care. Len was a longtime member of this congregation, a free thinker, someone with a wry sense of humor, and who had a huge heart. We send our love to his wife, Nancy, who has cared for him over the last several years as she begins to adjust to the end of one era of life and the beginning of another. At this point, we don't yet know when a traditional celebration of Len's life will be, so let us take this moment to honor him. In the stillness of the moment to come, as we pause in honor of Len, let us also remember that the gifts of life and love are still very much with us, and each of us has much to give.
And before we enter into our moment of silence, I would like to offer Reverend Eric congratulations to he and his wife, Ann, on their anniversary. Happy anniversary, Eric and Ann. And also, Eric, I believe you were ordained in 1998 this week. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. It feels like we're starting all over again, I have to say.
It does.
Let us move into a moment of stillness and reflection with the sound of our temple bell this morning. Together we emerge from this moment. Together we carry on. Together we find joy. And will you sing with me now? Will you sing with us? Let us sing together. Come, sing a song with me. The words will be on your screen.
Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might call your name. And I'll bring you home and hope
Oh, once again, sounds so wonderful, even singing from home. Our closing words this morning. May we go forward in a purposeful rhythm, that we may give voice to the melody of our imaginations, the music of our souls, and all the possibilities of a just world as we might together create it.
As a symbol of our connection and shared vision as a congregation, I invite you to virtually reach out your hands to one another, visualizing the circle of connection we are making. Please say our closing words together with me. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of vision. As we go forth, let us heal and transform ourselves and our world through reason and love.
I invite you to join Coffee Hour, join the conversation on Discord after the service. I saw a few questions pop up. What music was Nathan playing? I hope to get that for you and we can post that in Discord. He was playing from the classicals because they are copyright free, but we certainly appreciate all of our musicians and everyone. Again, the link is down there on your lower right screen and we will post it right after the postlude. Right now, I would like to express much appreciation for all those who helped bring this service together this morning. Our musicians, first of all, Caroline, wow, what an awesome young person we have. Just so thrilled, so happy to see our young people leading the way in this first online service. We also have musicians, Brandon Moss, Michaela Jones-Brown, Nathan Ham. RE is Amber Scott, Kelly McNeil, Congregational Life, Reverend Eric, and myself. We also have technical help, wonderful technical help from Angela Rupert and Don Jones. They have really helped us figure this out. So many thanks to them. And yes, wow, doing online is just a little bit different than doing it live, but I hope you've enjoyed this morning. We have a postlude this morning by Nathan, music by Debussy, and right after the postlude, we will post again the links for how to give online, as well as how to join Discord. So let us listen to Nathan play us out this morning. Once again, the links for how to give and how to join us for coffee hour. We also hope to see you online this week. If you will follow firstucolumbus.org, on the main page, you will see UU at home. There will be something different every day for you and your family. And we also hope you participate in UU Cares, the buddy system, contact Reverend Eric or Bob Mills, and also a community chat on Thursday evenings. That will be via Zoom. Take care, my friends. Have a wonderful time at home. May love just surround you everywhere. And may you figure out the best way possible to share that love, not only in your home and in your neighborhood, but reach out beyond if you can. Blessings, my friend. Amen.